Hey, and welcome to another episode of You Love Comic Books. This is episode 55 of a YouTube show I do where I showcase my recent comic book hauls, comic book speculation, stuff from my collection, and I'll do mini reviews of comics from our weekly pull list. Before I get everything going, just want to warn you guys and let you know this is a big episode. There's a lot of stuff here. This is stuff that I've been kind of building up on the side. There's a lot of dollar bin, 50-cent books in here, and some big keys in here as well. Past couple episodes, if you already know, subscribe to this channel and follow. Know that I posted a lot of videos with like these half off Black Friday, half off sales that stores were having. There's a lot of great stuff in there. Check those out if you haven't seen them yet. So stick around. If you like what you see, give the episode a like. Leave a comment. And if you have any questions or like what you saw and you just want to say hi. Also, why not subscribe? Become part of the You Love Comic Books conversation. Also, check out the links in my, all the captions of the YouTube episodes have links to my Instagram and eBay. On my Instagram for You Love Comic Books, there's stuff from the haul, stuff from my collection. Sometimes I sell some things on there, so check that out. Also, check out my eBay, You Love Comic Books, where I sell comics, trades, CDs, video games, toys. So cool. Yeah, let's get into this. So, again, big haul, so I'm going to try to knock this out as quick as possible. Let's just start with stuff from my weekly pull list. Star Wars Yoda #1. This was a pretty good book. Awesome cover. From Phil Noto. Nice striking Yoda cover. So this comic's kind of like similar to the Obi-Wan series, where it's like Yoda reflecting on his life and, it's like stories from the past. And we don't really know a lot about Yoda in his past. You get little glimpses. Like, I know he's in like the High Republic, but he's barely in it. They keep him in there. It's just kind of like a little background thing. Because they probably don't have clearance to do too much. They'll probably do some Yoda movie back in the day that will just change everything we know about Yoda. So whenever they do these little glimpses, and it's very nuanced, they don't really reveal too much. But this is a fun little story of Yoda helping out a village against pirates, and it's an example of like how he lives a longer life than most. This thing could live for like 1,000 years. We have Grogu on Mandalorian. He's technically 50 years old, but he's a baby. Like he's like a 2-year-old or something. So this is a cool issue, and I will stick around for issue 2. Star Wars Revelations was just like this. I think they kind of do this every year. It's kind of like a showing, like kind of like a showcase of all the comics that are out there now, all the different storylines dealing with like, I think it's called Crimson Empire. So it was fun. It is an expensive issue. It's $5.99 versus $3.99. So I'm trying to think if there was any first appearances or not. Star Wars 29. You'll probably see a pattern when we watch this show. I tend to mostly just buy the Star Wars books anew out of all the new books I buy. I don't know. Darth Vader 29. This was a great issue. Again, love these covers. These recent covers are great. This is a cool story involving the former handmaidens of Amidala. So, and it just keeps continuing that storyline. I've been enjoying it. Miracle Man #2, or technically Miracle Man 24, I think. This was good. It was interesting. I don't, from what I remember, the Miracle Man series ended like at issue 23 supposedly, or 24, and it just ended abruptly. And that was like the big thing when Marvel bought Miracle Man, was that they were going to finish the story. And man, they sat on it. Was 2015 when they started releasing the reprints, or I think remastered they call them, of the original Miracle Man series. And there was like a 4 or 5 year break where they never released like issue 22 or 23 or something like that. So this is issue 2. I don't know if this is like the new I have to look back. I'm not sure if this is the new content or this was, or actually no, I take it back. If you look in the back of the book, they have like the original drawings, and it shows you Mark Buckingham redrawing a bunch of stuff. If that's the case and that's where it ended, man, this is a crazy issue to end that series on. I think the next issue is supposed to be the first, like, technically newest ongoing, like, with these writers taking control of the Neil Gaiman and Mark Buckingham. I'm not sure if they're the ones that are going to continue it. That'd be kind of cool if they are. So I'll check out issue 3. I did not read this. My comic store put it in my pull post, and I don't know. I just like bought it. I don't. Maybe I'll read it, but I have no intention of buying the series. I think they just assume because I read the Hulk series, or as I like to call it, Starship Hulk. Um, yeah. Well, let's go into the haul now. These were some dollar bin books. The store I go to get my weekly pull list from, they have this dollar bin. Sometimes there's some cool stuff in there. Sometimes it's just fun dollar books. Sometimes I've found some actually pretty big, expensive books in that dollar bin. Damien, Son of Batman, #1. Just cool comic that came out years ago. And then issue 4, Andy Kubert. I guess he wrote it too. He's the only name on it. I don't know. I guess I'll try to keep my eye out for 2 and 3. Hopefully I don't. I would prefer just pay $1 for them, just like I did these. Another dollar bin book, Ant-Man, issue 2, and issue 5. Both awesome covers from Mark Brooks. I think that's who it is. And no, they do not have 6, or is it 7? That's that one with stature on the cover. That's become pretty big key. And I think 11 is the first appearance of that villain from who became Yellow Jacket in the first movie, and I guess he's rumored to come back in Ant-Man 3, and supposedly the rumor is actually, I'm not even going to tell you, so. Spectre 57, another dollar bin book. I don't know why I got it. I thought it was just cool. Great cover. All right, this one was just cover price, $2.99. This is issue 330 of Spawn. It's a black variant cover. I am an artist, and I draw on these things, so it's kind of cool to get. You're like, how do you draw on a black cover? Well, I use Jelly Roll gel pens from Sakura, which is Micron, and I use those to draw on it. And then if I want to add like color pops, I don't usually do full color drawings on these. I will, you can. What's cool is they dry really quickly, these gel pens. And you can take like a Copic or a Prismacolor and just kind of color over it. This is I'll see what I do with it. Maybe I'll show you guys in a future episode what I draw on here. So, this one was not $1. This was more. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for it. I don't know. Maybe I overpaid. Who cares? Lobo's Convention Special. It's just a fun book. With basically, I guess the story here is that Lobo's issue of Superman 75 gets destroyed, so he goes to a comic convention and wackiness ensues, and it's just fun seeing these old DC covers recreated. And there's a Marvel Comics #1 actually, and Captain America, or Captain Bastich. It's just a cool book to have. And you're going to see a lot. I just want to warn you guys, you're going to see a lot of Lobo books in this haul. This one was 4. Got this, and I went to one store, and this was the only book I grabbed. I was looking for this one. This is technically the first appearance of what Lobo looks like now. Like how we perceive Lobo. Like Lobo, if you look at like his first appearance, it's Omega Man number 3, and he just looks like a weird space clown. Like he's not the way with the leather jacket and supposedly, and it could be wrong, but this is where he first appears with the leather jacket and the more like badass bounty hunter look that we know him to have. And this is a great cover with him with Guy Gardner, and it's a newsstand copy, so that's pretty cool. All right, this was at 2nd and Charles, and I have a whole bunch of these here. Got this for 95 cents, Legion 89. This is where Lobo joins the team. This one was 95 cents as well. First cover appearance of him in Legion 89. And he, just furthering the story, a great cover. I was at that store like a week later or something, and I was going through that stuff, and I found another one. Pretty much the same condition, just as good, for 50 cents. So I figured, why not grab it? This is interesting. As I was going through these, when I bought a whole ton of these Legion comics, Legion 89, again, continuing it. I literally just bought all the Lobo covers. Now, I know he joined issue 3 and 4. I looked that up. So I made sure to get those. And I just figured I'm going to grab all the ones with Lobo on the cover. I feel like those are going to be the hot books. Now, I'll tell you why. And what's weird is this was 95 cents. I was like, I'm like, wow, it's thick. There were 2 of them in there. So I was like, okay, I don't know if it's a mistake on their part or they were just trying to get rid of them. So that's kind of cool. So they were like, let's do the math, 47.5 cents each. That's not bad. Issue 10, another Lobo cover. And again, there were 2 of them. So 47.5 cents. Legion 90, again, him on the cover. He's not as bulky here, he's still, but they got the head down. And again, there were 2 of them in there. So why not grab them? Legion 90, 13. I figured, unfortunately, this one's only 1 in there. Again, another Lobo cover. Legion 91. This one's I feel like this one captures the Lobo that we know more on this cover. And again, only 95 cents. Another 95 cents book. Legion 91 with awesome Lobo in it. And this is that artist Brereton. He did like a lot of painted comics back in the day. I don't know if you guys, anyone who's my age and collected comics probably got suckered into buying those. That Tales of Astonish and Tales of Suspense graphic novels that came out shortly after Marvel's. I think he painted those. I could be wrong. So anyone that's collected comics is probably familiar with this artist. He's really good. Legion 91, an awesome Lobo getting kneed in the crotch. Again, 95 cents. Lobo 31, Legion 91, 31. And just an awesome Shazam vs. Lobo cover by Brereton again. What's interesting about this series, Legion 91, I had to grab that one as well, another fun Lobo cover. They obviously knew that he was the standout. He appears in a lot of these covers. Legion's interesting series. It came out in 89. They put the year on there. So there's no Legion 91 issue 1. It's like whatever issue 24 or whatever is Legion 91. What's cool about these and why I grabbed them all, one, they were super cheap and they're all in great condition for being in a Second and Charles. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that store, but some of those books can get not handled very well. These were probably sitting in there for years. And that's probably why some of these had 2 of them in there. So what's cool about this is that James Gunn is now the new Kevin Feige of DC. He was the guy, Guardians of the Galaxy. And he did Suicide Squad recently, the new one, and Peacemaker. Peacemaker got received really well. It was an awesome show. And they decided we're going to make him part of, him and I forgot the other guy's name. They're going to be running the DCU. Like I said, he's going to be the Kevin Feige of the DC movies. We'll see if they let him do this. DC, I feel like one bad movie will come out and everything will change. That's the problem, I think, with Warner Brothers, is that they don't give enough, they don't back people enough. Like, if they have one that's success, they'll say, this is the new beginning of the DC universe. And then, they'll put out, then one movie comes out, and it doesn't get well received. And it's like, it's over. We'll see, though. But I feel he did mention Lobo. Supposedly he posted a picture of him and Jason Momoa. So I think Lobo would be right up their alley. I think we're going to see some crazy characters. I have another one later on in this episode of another comic that I think that we might see in the James Gunn DC movies. So yeah, that's why I grabbed all these early Lobo appearances. Everyone wants that Omega Man #3, and it makes sense. It's his first appearance. But like I said, that Justice League 18 is an important issue. Great cover. That's how we perceive Lobo now for the past decades. And these Legion issues have never been reprinted. They're not that hard. They're either they're in dollar bins or they're nowhere to be found. So I'd say if you see them, gobble them up. I know I say comic speculations. I am not a comic speculations expert. I'm just saying that don't be shocked. They announced a Lobo series. All these comics now went from being dollar bin books to easily $10 books. So who knows? I could some leave in the comments could tell me I'm smoking crack or something. I'm not. I have to reiterate that. This one was pretty much cover price. Batman White Knight #1. I'm almost positive this is the first print. I feel like it's really hard to tell sometimes with these books. There's a lot of multiple covers. There's been many Batman White Knight series. I had to look this up when I saw it. And like I said, it was only like $3.99. I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab this. This is a fun one. This one was $2. Doom Force collectible first appearance. Which one of these heroes will die? This is kind of like, obviously you could tell. What does this look like? Well, this looks like Youngblood and all the bad, like real worst end of the Image comics from back in the day. It's kind of what they're making fun of here. It's a great parody issue. I've been meaning to get this one for a while. Comic Book Kayfabe, Ed Piscor, and they did a episode, and Jim Rugg. They did an episode on this one, and I've been meaning to get. And like I said, it was only $2. It's a fun read. Happy to have it. Got this one for $2. This book was picking up. It's funny because, like I said, I've been building this haul in the background. I probably should have just sold this immediately. It's probably done. Whatever. It's the first appearance of one of the future sons of Black Panther. I don't know if this book has any value really anymore. Like I said, I only paid $2 for it. It's in near mint condition. This is spoilers. Anyone who saw Wakanda Forever. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I'm not going to spoil it, but I think it might have killed the speculation behind this book. We'll see. This one was cool. Got this one for $5. The Boys issue 1 reprint. It's the Fan Expo cover, so I guess it's never been open. I figured, I'll be honest, this is definitely a book I'm going to sell at some point. Probably not going to sell till season 4 comes out. Be silly to get rid of it now, you know? There's no hype right now. But when they start putting out ads for it, and this is a great cover. I don't, who is this? Is this Clayton Crane? I don't know. Does it have a signature on here? I don't know. It's still a cool Homelander cover. And it's, I guess, a reprint of issue 1, so that's cool. This one was $5, I think, at Second & Charles. That's when I bought all the Lobo books. It's in decent condition. It's like almost VF copy of Uncanny X-Men 200. It's a newsstand. This is basically, this book was hot a couple of months ago when they announced X-Men 97. Magneto is basically wearing a costume in the preview images they put out, is pretty much wearing this costume. So this book picked up. So happy to have it. Got this one for $6.95. Silverhawks #1. I think that's a good price. It's not perfect condition. It is a newsstand, so that's cool. It is a newsstand book. It has some spine, it's not, there's definitely some, I feel like, pressable spine ticks. But overall, the book from the back and the front is in great condition. I've been wanting to get this one for a while. It's, I've seen this go for like easily, people were trying to sell this for like $75. I mean, I don't think it is. Happy to get it for the price it did. Happy to get a newsstand copy. It, like I said, the spine's not perfect, but the rest of the book looks amazing. Will they do anything with Silverhawks? I think they released some toys recently. It depends. Like, if Thundercats, which they've been talking about, that's where a lot of the speculation last years was Thundercats. They were talking about making a movie or a TV show or something. And we'll see if anything comes out of that. That Thundercats comic might go easily for $50 to $100. Because it's like kind of like, I don't know, they're not like in the same universe or anything like that, but they've always had like a similar, like the villains are almost the same. I think it's the same animation company. These toys kind of came out around the same time. A lot of people thought like, oh, there might be Silverhawks like reboot or something. We'll see. It's still pretty cool. I always thought this character is really funny. You got these guys that are all wearing like these costumes. That kid, I think, is like a monkey or something. And then there's this dude who's like a country singer. It's so stupid. Great cover though. Happy to have it. This one's pretty cool. This is paid a little more for this one. Batman 258. What is the key significance of this book? Well, this is the first mentioning of Arkham. Arkham. They call it Arkham Hospital in this, not Arkham Asylum. But this is the first issue. It's a decent copy. It has some like stress on the cover, everything like that. I mean, this is from like 1974, this comic. Spine's pretty good. It's got like a little tiny split right here. Happy to have it. I paid a pretty good. I think for the price I paid, it's definitely in better condition than like the price I paid. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I got it for a good price. It's not the greatest cover. Like it's okay. There's a lot of comics from this era. From DC, especially they did a lot of these 100-page books. I don't know if like DC wasn't doing well or something, and they just did a lot of these 100-page comics to get people to pony up and buy their books. There's a lot of reprint material in here. Happy to have it. So got this one. All right, here we go. This is gonna finish up the haul. Got this one for $1. Now this is my second copy of this. Justice League Europe 33. This is, I mean, you can go back and watch a previous episode. Features a 16-page preview of Sonic the Hedgehog. Technically, this is the first appearance of Sonic the Hedgehog in comic books. So, happy to have it. And just for $1, and it's in really nice condition. This one's kind of cool. Got this one for $1. Justice League Europe 23. Just a sexy cover of Crimson Fox. Bart Sears did the art. I didn't realize he did the artwork for Justice League Europe. Happy to have it. Again, only $1. Okay, here we go. Spider-Woman 32. Got this for... Now, the guy I go to, he gave me a discount, which was cool. So, he gave me like 18% off, which was awesome. So, this was 10, so it was actually less than that. I don't really know if there's like any super key significance besides the fact that it's a Werewolf by Night appearance. It's really just a cool cover. Like I like these experimental covers they have in Spider-Woman throughout the series. They did some of these like photo covers, and it's cool to have these monsters on the back. And I'm curious, like, if Marvel got approval to use these at all. Who knows? This was pretty cool. So, $10 each. These two are $10 each before the discount. Moon Knight 30. And Moon Knight 29. And I was actually shocked. They are in really nice condition. There's like one little spine tick here. This one has like no spine ticks. It's black covers from like 1983. There's no like sun damage on these. These are like beautiful. I have these already, but like I was stupid and bought these kind of like when Moon Knight hype. I don't know if anyone remembers the Moon Knight hype of 2021. I bought most of that series for like decent prices. Like I didn't go and buy like there were stores selling like random issues of the Moon Knight issue 1 to 38, random comics that weren't even like any key value for like $20. I was like, okay, you gotta be kidding. But these two have these are I feel like I had to grab these. I know I already have these already, but like, well, one, they're better condition. I paid like 50 for this one or 45 for this one. I paid like 18 for this for my other copies. So to get these for 10, and like I said, there was an 18% discount on top of it. I'm like, I gotta grab these. And I know I'm sure the hype behind the Moon Knight series has died down a bit. Some people didn't like the show. Some people loved the show. But just like anything that is backed by speculation to do with like series, when the series has been over, the hype dies down. That's just the way it goes. But these two issues from that series still hold, are highly collectible. One being sick, Sycophant covers. This one being an amazing cover. Just like, it's just so, it's amazing how complete, like so simple it is of just being like the teeth, eyes, little, I don't know what he calls the crest or whatever, his weapon, his batarang, Moon Nighterang, and then like the blood dropping. So happy to have it. That's from the bag, so ignore those fingerprints. Yeah, awesome find. Speaking of Moon Knight, been wanting to get this one for a while. Marvel 2-in-1, The Thing and Moon Knight. This is a really nice copy. This first appearance of Crossfire. I don't know if that means anything. Kind of looks like a ripoff of Deadshot. Happy to have it. It was one of the ones I've been wanting to get for a long time. And here's another book I've been wanting to get for a long time. This one was only $6. Now, it's not like in the perfect condition. I'd say it's probably, like, if it got a cleaning, it could definitely be like a 6 or maybe a 7. It's still really nice. This is the first appearance of Crusader, which is like a I forgot. Oh, he's like Marvel Boy or whatever. And I guess this version he's like a bad guy. And Marvel Boy I think becomes Quasar, or a version of it becomes Quasar. But it's also the first appearance of, and oh my god, I forgot her name. She becomes is it something Ray? Or whatever. She becomes Nova, which was like Silver Surfer's girlfriend. And I guess she became a Herald of Galactus, but this is her first appearance, and I totally forgot. So if anybody who's watching this knows in the comments section, let us know the name of her. I could, you know what? How about this? Oops. Let's just bust it open. We can find out her name together. Cannot let this. Like I said, it's a decent copy. It's not perfect, but it was only $6, and that's before the discount, so it was even cheaper than that. So that's pretty cool. So almost $5. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Frankie Ray. I like that Frankie Ray. It's kind of funny. It's almost similar to her Mary Jane a little bit, the Mary Jane box. It's in the end of like issue 41 or 42 of Spider-Man when she says, "Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot." I think that's the line. That's cool. First page. You may call me the Crusader. Yeah, so Frankie Ray. That's why this book became hot. And it's also a cool cover. You know, sometimes those like iconic covers with the villain face front like that tend to be more collectible. This one was $30, but again before the discount, and this is my second copy of this. Marvel Team Up, $95, so technically I'll say $25 is what I paid for this one. Happy to have it. It's in really nice condition. I'd say like a VF, but the colors are just like, this is a really nice cover. Like, I mean, like it looks really good. This is first Mockingbird. It's not her first appearance though. Oh my god, now I'm forgetting her name. Bobby Morse. She first appears in like Astonishing Tales, like issue 6, I think. Yeah, but she doesn't have a name yet, and she doesn't. It's like she's like a complicated history. She first appears in there. She's in a couple issues of that. She's a couple issues of Kazar, and she doesn't even have a name until Kazar, I think. And then she shows up as like Huntress in one comic. They call her that, and I guess they didn't keep that name, or Agent 38 or something. She has like a name. This book got hot when Hawkeye came out because it was revealed that Hawkeye's wife was Mockingbird. And will they ever do anything with this character in the MCU? Maybe. But that was just like a fun little nod, especially in the Hawkeye series. It wasn't a missed opportunity to not have her be a Mockingbird. I don't know. Happy to have this. I paid way more for I got my original copy on eBay for like $50. And I would say this one's in better condition. And it's like this book kind of picked up recently again. But I would say this is like buying it on the low. Happy to get this. And for like the price I did, I was like, it was stupid not to get a second copy of it. Especially when it's like, in my eye, like a better copy and at a cheaper price. And then here's my last book. OMAC, One Man Army, #1. This was $20 before the discount, so technically like $16. I paid for this one. It's a really nice copy. Like it's a white cover. This was from 1974. It's still like, I think it's got a little like slight tanning, but overall still very bright. First appearance of the OMAC character and Brother Eye or whatever it's called. And I think this is an example of like, I feel like we're gonna see weird characters from the 70s showing up in DC movies. Like there's that whole run. I mean, Jack Kirby, obviously, besides doing like the what do you call it, Dark Side and all that stuff, but like Sandman, Demon, all these like characters that he did. Commandy, is that how you say Commandy? Let's take a look at this one real quick. This comic is pretty nuts. So this is my comic speculation. I would not be shocked if we saw something like this come out of the James Gunn era of like maybe we see this in like future Peacemaker series. You know, they announced season 2. So first of all, that's crazy looking. This is like, it's so weird. Like just the positioning of the legs and the head, like, and then like literally the opening page is like, this is the opening page. Lila, hello, put me together and I'll be your friend. What? Build a friend. Like this is what kids were reading back in like the early 70s. Like this is bananas when you think about it. Like look at this. It's like, they literally look like sex dolls. Like being put, look at that. And then there's this crazy looking guy. This is like Jack Kirby at his best. I'm gonna sit down and read this one. You know, of course I'll be careful because this is an original copy here. But like, look at this. This is like DC kind of brought this back a bit. Like Grant Morrison kind of touched on this in Final Crisis, and whoever that J.G. Jones or whatever it was, the artist, drew that, and I thought it was the craziest thing. And I realized it came from OMAC. The way they would have these like robots and the boxes and stuff. So happy to have this. I think this is it would not shock me if this was something that gets used in the series. I could totally see this, you know, happening in the James Gunn era of DC. So that's my little speculation for you guys. Like I said, don't run out and spend $100 on this book. You can get decent copies of this. Like I said, I think the price I paid was really good. I've seen this. I was tempted to get this at another store a couple months ago. They had it there for $40. This one's a better condition copy and got it for less than half of what they wanted for it. So yeah, that's the haul here, guys. Like I said, I think there's some good stuff here. If you like what you saw, you know, give the episode a like. If you have any questions or like, you know, if you want to correct me in any way, feel free to leave a comment. Become part of the You Love Comic Book conversation by hitting that, smashing that subscribe button. Check out the links for my eBay and Instagram, You Love Comic Books. And yeah, you're going to see a previous episode over here, previous episode over there, and the subscription button right there. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.